Okay, boom. So it's gonna be 607 X bizarre weird case. Guess something about some kidnapping one of his old artists. I don't know what's going on, man. We're gonna get right over here to Misguided Media though and check it out. Before we do, make sure you hype, like, hit that notification bell. Let's get into it.
Come on, gang. No, gang. You tweaking. Gang, you tweaking. I swear to God, my mom, you tweaking. What you want? No. And I'm best friends with a bag. Cut that part out. I don't want to know that. All right. Yeah, but they don't say the same. But I'm best friend with a bag. Whoa. I said, cut that part out.
In today's digital age, where shock value is currency and virality is often mistaken for the truth, few figures have manipulated the internet quite like 607 Unk. He burst onto the scene with a smirk and stories so outlandish, even the darkest corners of the internet did a double take, claiming to worship the devil, pledging alliance to the Illuminati, and most disturbingly, boasting that he sacrificed his own children for fame. The headlines ran wild, the interviews piled up, and the more absurd the lie, the more the algorithm rewarded him. But this isn't a video about internet clout or conspiracy cosplay. This video is about the truth, because behind the circus of lies and outlandish performances is a real man with a real disturbing past. And if you peel back the viral clips and TikTok edits, what you find is more sinister than fiction. In this episode, Misguided Media takes you inside a chilling incident that has been buried under the noise. A bizarre hostage situation that took place in a Missouri hotel room, and a younger man held against his will. Narcotics and Unk's own daughter in the room, allegedly aiding and abetting. And when police arrived, tipped off by a concerned friend of the victim who hadn't heard from him in days, what they found was chaos wrapped in denial. Unk lied effortlessly, and his daughter, she was allegedly complicit. One officer even had to endure her jumping on his back in the middle of a standoff, and all of it is real, and all of it is documented. And today, we're reading the official paperwork word for word. It's one thing to lie for views, and it's another to live a lie so twisted it leads to real victims and real consequences. Who is 607 Unk really? And what is the truth behind the myths? And how did a hotel room in St. Louis become the setting for one of the strangest hostage cases you've never heard of? You won't get this from the blogs, and you won't hear this in 607 Unk's clout-fueled interviews. But here at Misguided Media, we read the paperwork. And if you're new here, please like, share, and subscribe. Now let's dig into this. 607 Unk, whose real name is Lawrence Bolden, at the time of this incident was actually on supervised release for possession of body armor by a violent felon and carrying a firearm during and in retaliation to a drug trafficking crime. Upon arrival at the hotel, officers made contact with the sales manager. They informed him of the reason for their presence, namely the concern for the safety of Frerick. Fenton was shown a photo of Frerick, who confirmed that two black males had reserved rooms 248 the previous morning, with Frerick and one of the black males and a younger black female reserved 246 in the early morning the following date. So they got two rooms that day. At this point, officers set up surveillance in the area where Frerick's vehicle was located. Additionally, officers set up surveillance in the hotel lobby area. Shortly after surveillance began, the occupant of room 246 contacted the front desk and requested room service and stated he also wished to pay for another night's stay for both of the rooms. A short time after the call was made, a man later identified as Lawrence Bolden, aka 607 Unk, reported to the lobby area with $210 cash to pay for the additional nights for the two rooms. Bolden was contacted by officers who identified themselves and escorted Bolden to the conference area for questioning. Bolden was questioned whether he knew Casey Frerick, to which Bolden did not provide any affirmative answer. Bolden then stated he knew Frerick's, but denied knowing of his location. Bolden was asked about the last time he saw him, which he did not provide a specific answer. Officers questioned if Frerick's was in Bolden's room, to which he denied his presence in the room and also denied officers access to the room for search. Bolden was detained at this time. Officers made contact with the sales manager again to obtain additional information about the occupants in room 248. A call was made to the room wherein a female answered the phone. She was asked to report to the front desk to have her keys revalidated. A black female, later identified as Lauren Bolden, which was Unk's daughter, reported to the front desk. She was met by officers and immediately taken over to the conference center, where her father was currently being detained. Lauren Bolden was then questioned about the whereabouts of Frerick's, which she denied knowledge of the same. She also denied the officers access to search her room in attempts for the officers to locate him. Officers then spoke with Bolden again, who then acknowledged that he knew him, but denied that he was in his hotel room. Bolden stated that he could get him to come to the hotel if he was allowed to make a phone call. Bolden was permitted to use his cell phone and was advised that he should use the phone to do anything other than what he was permitted to use the call for. He would be charged with obstructing a peace officer, to which he confirmed understanding. Bolden then made a telephone call to an individual he reported was Frerick. The conversation surrounding the topic of exchanging $500 in other monetary amounts. Bolden hung up the call and informed officers that Frerick was down the street, as he had gone there when he noticed the police in the area. A short time later, 607 Unk asked to speak with one of the officers alone. Weird. Bolden then began using his phone in a manner which appeared to be text messaging someone else. Officers, fearing that Bolden was attempting to alert someone of the police, reached for Bolden's cell phone in attempts to stop him from texting unidentified parties. 607 Unk pulled away, pushed the officer, and yelled that the officers could not take his cell phone. "Stop playing with me." As the parties struggled for the phone, both parties fell to the floor. Bolden began yelling for his daughter to help grab the phone. She placed herself on the officer's back and legs and tried to maneuver herself between the officer and Bolden. Other officers intervened and Bolden was eventually placed in handcuffs and they took control of his phone. After the aforementioned incident, Bolden and his daughter were transported to the Montgomery County Jail. Officers conducting surveillance of both the rooms noticed the smell of burnt cannabis emanating from the room 246. 3 subjects were detained from room 246 due to the suspected marijuana use. The subjects were later identified as Devonta Rogers, Lawrence Bolden III, and Darrell Rogers. A search of the parties revealed that Bolden was found to be in possession of suspected cannabis. Officers remained in the area of both the rooms and continued with their surveillance when identified a subject, later identified as the kid and hostage, Casey Frerick, leave the room 248. As he made his way down the stairwell and attempts to leave the hotel, officers made contact with Frerick, who had an odor of burnt cannabis on his person. Frerick was handcuffed and detained at the time for his safety. A search of the person and his backpack revealed a box of sandwich bags and a digital scale. Officers executed a search warrant on rooms 246 and 248. And in room 246, officers located the following items: a black iPhone and a backpack and a silver iPhone. In room 248, officers located the following items: clear baggies with white powder, drug paraphernalia, and black and white capsules, which was later identified as 72 grams of meth in baggies with white substances. Additionally, during the course of the search, 607 Unk had $2,200 on him. And given all the aforementioned information, 607 Unk was charged with unlawful possession of meth and resisting a peace officer. So this whole situation is super weird, guys. It's not well known, but you know that's what I do here. So please like, share, and subscribe if you made it this long. And if you're new, you definitely got to hit that sub button. It's your boy Misguided Media. I'm out.
What was it like at the Diddy party?
I mean, it was. I mean, compared to like Adam party. I mean, Adam party is better. It's better, right? Diddy party, I don't know. It's like, I don't know.
In the 90s, St. Louis was one of the most dangerous cities in America. Crime was high, hope was low, and the line between survival and success was thin as a shoelace. That's the environment 607 Unc came up in. Not much is known about his early life, but public records show that at just 17 years old, 607 Unc, aka Lawrence Neal Bolden Sr., was arrested for burglary and felony stealing before he even had a chance to graduate high school. But the court gave him a chance, gave him a suspended sentence, probation, community service, but that window closed fast. Multiple violations followed, and in 2000, he was officially sentenced to 3 years in the Missouri Department of Corrections. And if we're being honest, for a young black man in the early 2000s, that could have been the end of his story. But when 607 Unc came home, he didn't pick up where he left off. He flipped the whole blueprint. When 607 Unc came home, he tried to make his rap career a reality.
Don't want it with me. I got a clip that you don't want to see. And I ain't talking about no PG movies, street sleepers and Uzis. Clips feel high, bullet tips redo me. I'm the sickest nigga living. The illest rapper spitting, trying to take me off my pivot like shooting from a distance. Ball, pistons, y'all, bitches, or is it flow? Christmas.
Although he tried his hardest, the rap dream just didn't hit the way 607 Unc thought it would. Maybe too much time had passed, maybe the scene had changed, but he didn't sit still. Instead, he flipped the blueprint. He opened his own phone business from the ground up, fixing, buying, and selling phones out of St. Louis. For a lot of ex-cons, getting a job is hard, but Unc made his own lane. Entrepreneur, street tech, hustler. Yeah. And he didn't just sell phones. Eventually, he was able to buy broken ones and he would flip those. He would rebuild them, sold them back. In a city where fast money talks louder than resumes, that made him a boss in his own right. Now, depending on who you ask, the business wasn't always smooth. There were rumors, people claiming some of the phones were stolen or saying they got scammed.
Right Connection, we appreciate the continued support from loyal customers. Everything that you heard related to the business is a lie, it's false, it's a fraud. I send my apologies out to anyone who has been offended by anything that come related to my page and my business.
But nothing was ever proven, no charges filed, and Unc kept it moving. He stayed consistent, always promoting, always upgrading. His name was starting to ring out, not for music, but for motion, legal motion. But then 2020 hit. COVID shut the world down. And just like that, everybody's hustle had to evolve fast. In late 2019, his business, Right Connection, came to a quiet end. The content slowed down and then COVID hit, and like everybody else, 607 Unc had to adjust. Before the pandemic, he was already studying marketing and helping his son, King B, with music. You could see he had a plan. But when 2020 rolled around, something changed. Right there on Facebook, he says it himself. He can help people get PPP loans. He doesn't hide it, he promotes it, and not for free. He's clear that he wants a cut. He was like a financial advisor for the streets. This is real deal, high volume PPP talk. And in St. Louis during that time, a lot of folks were running plays just like that. Now look, I'm not saying Unc committed fraud. He had a real business. He probably qualified for a loan. But when someone goes from low-key to fully laced in designer, seemingly overnight, and starts posting about getting people paid, people are going to talk. Before COVID, he was wearing basic tees and regular drip. And after COVID, he's wearing techs, sweatsuits, holding stacks in his hand. The whole aesthetic changed. And right around that same time, so did his mission. He didn't want to be an owner of a phone company anymore. He wanted something that more aligned with his true self. He wanted to pave the road for the next rappers out of St. Louis, Missouri. Unc helped his son sign his first record deal and helped him achieve his dreams. He was able to meet Sway Lee, Playboy Cardi, Jaden Smith, and he was really blowing up in his lane. That's when Unc announced he was opening Worldwide Hustle Studios and Artist Development in St. Louis. And he started doing some of his first big interviews around that time.
Introduce yourself, let people know who you is.
They know I am. I'm Unc.
Basically, like you be kind of stepping up for the younger generation, like speaking up for them.
Yeah, who gonna help? They want to go the same place I'm trying to go.
So Unc was making a big name for himself. Behind the scenes, he was applying marketing strategies, posting game about business, and still offering people help with loans and funding. He kept positioning himself as someone who could teach the hustle, whether it was marketing, money, or music. He wanted to be the guy who had the blueprint. But not everything was as polished. Around this time, he started linking up with more young cats, some of them up and coming rappers, some of them just down to ride. The crew was hitting LA, and a few posts started to raise eyebrows. My eyebrows, at least. One story showed one of his guys with a bunch of weed out in LA. Unc reposted it and wrote, "If you know, you know. St. Louis, tap in." Now, nothing was confirmed, but the implication seems kind of clear. Then came the LA Salon, where he was going to have girls from St. Louis who were cosmetologists come up to LA to come do hair. They're going to sell beauty products. They had a masseuse room where 607 Unc showed how that room would work. And it was just really interesting because paired with the weed, it just really made you think, maybe there was something else going on there. Money laundering, a little happy ending, or something like that. Who knows? In the middle of all that, he also started a trucking company. Another business move, another lane, but all these lanes started to blur. Was this legit business? Was it a cover for something else? Or was he just doing what every hustler from St. Louis tries to do? Spin what he had into something bigger. Chapter 5. Life isn't easy. It will always be a roller coaster. After the salon in LA started gaining traction, something unexpected happened. A girl, allegedly brought out to help launch his clothing brand, starts airing him out online. She claimed she had to sleep with someone just to get her hair done and ended up stranded in LA. 607, on the other hand, denied all of it. He said he treated her well and the whole thing got him off guard.
Well, I know we rocking, man. Check it out, man. Listen to a rumor or something on me. Let me show you what I got for $15,000. I took care of a motherfucker for months. And this how much work they did. And they talking about me. So look, don't tell her this. I try to help her. If she was to put more time working than fucking and sucking dick, she won't be stuck in California. So guess what, bitch? Listen, stay there.
This wouldn't be the last moment of controversy tied to the West Coast chapter of his story. Around the same time, PPP loan talk started bubbling up again, but this time it felt different. In one video, 607 could be seen asking his own mother for her social security number.
I said, send me your social, your front and back of your ID, and all that stuff. I'm gonna get you some paper real quick. Send it to me. I'm gonna get, what you mean it ain't gonna happen? Man, send me your social. I swear to God and my mama, I'm gonna get you together.
And another, he's flexing stacks of money, dropping captions like, "You want in? Tap in." If it wasn't already clear, the PPP narrative wasn't just a phase. It was an ongoing hustle. And despite the distractions, his focus on building a local rap empire never slowed down. Interviews show him sitting at a table full of young artists, some familiar faces, others new, plotting the next big STL wave. But one thing stood out. His son King B suddenly went quiet. No new songs, no social media posts, just silence, and nobody knows why. In the middle of all of this, 607 made one of his boldest claims yet, that he was the original writer behind Nelly's breakout Country Grammar.
I know I heard you speak a lot about, how you got out the Illuminati for, making that ultimate sacrifice, which we'll get into or not get into a little bit later. But you never speak about how you got in. Ain't heard about you ain't never break that part down.
So I got in from Country Grammar. When I wrote Country Grammar, we all got in together. Me, Nelly, Ali, Murphy, all lunatics. We all there. We got in together. Yeah, I just left. Yeah, well, I didn't leave. I was forced to leave.
Whether you believe him or not, it was clear that he was aiming for legacy, not just relevance. That same mindset led to the creation of his first street compilation, Street Country Grammar, a name clearly meant to echo the legacy he claimed to be a part of. He brought in names like Sexy Red and 30 Deep Grimy, putting together what he hoped would be a defining St. Louis moment. And through it all, one thing never changed: his dog Ace, a small white pup, always around, always posted. Maybe a symbol of loyalty in a world that kept shifting around him.
We let them know we're here, but they don't pick up the phone when I'm here. They talk to me when I'm not here. Shut up, Ace. I'm doing interviews, Ace. You see me working. Fuss about it. They don't want to play with you. Stop, Ace. They don't want to talk to you. Them dogs don't like you. They don't know you rich. They don't know you rich. Sit down. They don't know you rich yet. Listen, don't fuss about it. That's what I got on my mama. We do a dog party for you because grandma. Well, I ain't do it. Ace do it. Ace said that the dogs got to know about you because grandma. He said, ain't nobody on earth don't know about Sweet Country Grammar. That's what I got on my mama. It's a dog party. Sweet Country Grammar is coming. It's already here. That's what I got. Yo, don't run from him. Ace, don't run from that dog. Ace, don't run from that dog. Hey, don't you run from him. Hey.
Chapter 6, From the Block to the Unknown. It's wild to think how far 607 has come. From a kid with big rap dreams to a man who gave up chasing stardom for himself so he could help others break out of the city he was never able to leave behind. That's what Street Country Grammar was all about. A compilation stacked with rising STL talent like Sexy Red and 30 Deep Grimy. That was his way of giving his city a shot. And the thing is, throughout all the hustles, the phone store, the trucking company, the salon in LA, 607 never stopped giving back. Whether it was free toy drives or barbecue block parties, he stayed tapped in with his community. He was flashy, no doubt, but he made sure the people around him felt that success too. And here's where the story starts to twist. At one point, 607 claimed he was the ghostwriter behind Country Grammar. Yeah, that's Nelly's breakout shit. He says that's how he got into the Illuminati. Was it a joke? Was it real? I don't know. But recently, we've been seeing a lot of strange rituals and strange captions from 607. And if you've been watching closely, the signs have always been there. Just recently, he went on No Jumper and got into it with 4 Extra, a known LA gang member. The argument turned heated. Threats were made. 607 said he wasn't ever coming back to No Jumper again. Then the 4th of July happened. 4 Extra blew off his hand in a freak firework accident just days after 607 posted about doing his rituals. Coincidence? Or did 607 unlock something darker than we ever expected? I've got more to say about this, including a theory that might sound crazy unless you've been paying attention. In my next video, we're going deep into what happened to 4 Extra and why I believe 607 may be spiritually tied to a rapper who used to do voodoo before he recently just passed away. Because when you look past the grills and giveaways, something else starts to show. And you start to wonder, who really is 607 Unc? Thanks for watching. 7 Unc. Thanks for watching. 7 Unc. Thanks for watching. 7 Unc. Thanks for watching. Unc. Thanks for watching. In the 90s, St. Louis was one of the most dangerous cities in America. Crime was high, hope was low, and the line between survival and success. A lot of crazy shit in this video, so please use discernment while you're watching. Don't be brainwashed by the internet or these fools who are trying to show you entertainment, because that's what this is, entertainment. Or is it? On July 23rd, 2023, Julio Fulio was gunned down in a hotel parking lot on his 26th birthday.
Julio Fulio, whose real name is Charles Jones, was confirmed dead at the scene while 3 other shooting victims were taken to the hospital. No one has been arrested in connection to this shooting.
You know, we always say it, but in cases like this, it really does make the difference. If you saw something, if you heard something, any little detail can help us figure out what happened here this morning.
But Fulio didn't think he could die. He believed in voodoo, protection, divine energy. He said it himself. He was a demigod.
As a nigga, I fuck with you, so I just want to, you know what I'm saying? We need to do this again next year.
Yeah, that's love, bro. I'm gonna be here for sure. I ain't gonna know it. I'm a demigod, man. You can't get me. For sure, I ain't gonna know it. I'm a demigod, man. You can't get me. I'm a demigod, man. You can't get me.
He says he can't get God. He's a demigod. And apparently, 607 Unc believed it too.
Julio died because I thought Julio was Coolio. No, it's crazy. I told my viewers we're gonna talk about Julio. Everybody concerned. Julio, like, we thought he was alive. Not concerned. We thought he was alive, like he's a demigod, right?
Unc didn't sound surprised. He sounded confused, like Fulio wasn't supposed to die. Then he floated the theory that Fulio wasn't killed by an op, but by his own label, that it was a sacrifice.
I ain't tripping. Listen, I'm half Illuminati and half street. I always expose them. Stop playing with me. Because y'all be seeing who fighting, but y'all ain't seeing who really playing the game, right? Because y'all going for it. Stop playing with me. They were telling Fulio before he passed, Fulio, we need you to sign over here. And Fulio was like, I think I'm worth a little more. Stop playing with that. Like, no, Fulio, you ain't really worth a little more. Same thing happened with Dog. Listen, guy, I ain't gonna speak about it. I'm half Illuminati and half street, gang. Ain't nobody, they not killing themselves. Stop playing with me. They not doing it to themselves, but you gotta go so that 200% can turn them over. Stop playing with me. You ain't worth nothing. You worth more dead than alive. Because you can't keep on making these hits. So you gotta get hit. Stop playing with me.
He said it with details, certainty, like he knew something only Fulio would know. So maybe Fulio really was a demigod. And if that's true, then who is the man who lived?
I'm the first pure person we had. I'm straight from the streets, gang. I'm Jesus. That a lot of people don't know. I'm the Jesus from the Bible, but I'm better than him.
That's not just like some kind of metaphor, but that's an actual belief. A claim that whatever walked through Nazareth is somehow less than whatever's walking around St. Louis right now.
Everybody reincarnate. I stood on my mama. Everybody. I died 5 times.
You see, most people think freedom starts with money or success or even faith. But 607 Unc says it starts with something way harder.
On this very moment, create a thought.
Gotcha.
Right now, create a thought. You can't.
No, I did.
No, you can't. No, you can't. Listen, you cannot create it. You can't play with me. You can't do it. It can't be done. Right? You know why it can't be done? Because you never created your thoughts. They've been plugged in you, and you've been running around a little cycle your whole life. You never created one that was given to you.
He tells the interviewers that they're not even thinking their own thoughts, that their mind, their actions, their identity, it's all been programmed from birth.
So what makes you different from me then?
Because I don't take the cycle. Every day I clear my mind. I don't let it come at me. You ain't nothing but a station, and they keep on bringing shit in, and guess what? You go for the...
Intrigued, the interviewers asked 607 Unc, how did you unlock his type of state of mind? And 607 Unc didn't hesitate.
So how do you unlock it?
Oh, that's good you ask. Yeah. You gotta die. No, I'm for real. You got to die, right? Because the ego, right? Listen, it's your ego that pulls you towards everything. So you got to kill it.
You have to die. In order to be in the type of mind state that 607 Unc is in, he says that you have to die. Not physically, spiritually, or mentally. He's saying you have to kill your ego self. Let everything you think you are dissolve. That is the only way, according to him, to reach enlightenment. This is what 607 Unc meant when he says he's died 5 times. Every death, a rebirth. Every rebirth, a step closer to something bigger. Or maybe something darker. Because this isn't just about ego. He's talking about ancient systems, hidden truths, forgotten gods.
Can you explain a little bit more about Sophia to us?
All right. So Sophia was kind of like, right, God, people don't know what God is, right? So God live outside of time, right? So God is like, outside of time, there's no such thing as time, and it's darkness. God don't create. So God is not a creator, but God had like an attribute. And his attribute was kind of like Sophia. But Sophia is kind of like the creator of God, and it's like the feminine side.
In ancient Gnostic myth, Sophia, meaning wisdom, wasn't evil, but she made a mistake. She created something without permission. That mistake was the demiurge, a false god who thought he was the only god. He didn't know the real source existed.
Sophia wanted to create something without God knowing, and what she created was a demiurge that kind of like locked us in this prison. We from a place called the Paroma, and the Paroma is like all spirits. They kind of like male and female, right? Sophia come from that. God, like that's where she come from, right? And she decided to create the demiurge, which is the fake God. But he don't know that the real God exists. That's what my mama. So he kind of like think he the only God. And he made this world, made the angels, and made everything to serve him.
According to 607 Unc, the demiurge is the reason we're stuck in this illusion, this world, this body, this system. It's a prison for souls run by a being who thinks he's God, but isn't. 607 says the God most people pray to isn't the real one.
God's real name is Abraxas.
Not the God of the church, not the one in the Bible.
It's 3. It's Abraxas, it's Sophia, and it's Jesus. That's the Holy Trinity the church talk about.
That's the true Trinity, he says. Not what religion taught you, but what was hidden from you.
It was the fake God.
The God everybody pray to, the God of the Bible, he fake. He psycho. He backdoor. He got locked in the firmament, and then he run around trying to lock us in too and say, ain't no other God but me.
According to him, the God that we know of in the Bible is a fraud, and that God is the demiurge, a jealous creator who doesn't even know the real source exists.
When you die, you going through like illusions, and you kind of like get stuck in another body. But before you like wake back up, they wipe your memory. It happens like when you go to kindergarten. When you go in that classroom, they take your memory, and then you forget, and then you stuck, and then you can't get out, and then the fake God wins. Because you know he had war with the fake God.
And the system we're born into, it's all a part of the trap. School, rules, repetition, it's designed to make you forget who you were in your spiritual life before you got here.
I know you look like that, you don't believe me. Hallelujah then.
Nah,
yeah, you don't believe me. Hallelujah.
I just be wondering where you get all your information.
I get it from God.
Just say you don't believe him then. So a few weeks ago, 607 Unc gets into it with 4 Extra, a gang member out of LA. At first, it's just jokes. 607's trolling, talking slick like he always does, but you can tell 4 Extra's not laughing. He stands up, gets serious, and basically says, you keep on playing, I'm gonna do something about it.
None of my homies, cause nigga gonna get socked out on here.
My bad,
This
man.
ain't no Munchie B or what's that, whoever the on phonies, I will sock you out of here.
As you can see, the energy in this room is just tense. Like the guy on the right of 607 is all tight. Lush looks like he's scared for his life. It looks like real life tension. And not long after that, 607 says he's never coming back to No Jumper again. Says he doesn't feel safe, that 4 Extra had people in the room, and that Adam 22 conveniently wasn't there when it all went down.
How did you feel at the end of the interview? Did you feel like you guys were cool, or?
I felt played. Listen, I came to California to really try to enhance my career, right? And I went to No Jumper. I make more money than them. I went for them because they got 10 years in the game. I went for them because they got stability. They've been standing a long time. So I was disappointed because I can't go back there. I go back there, they're going to try to backdoor me and try to kill me again.
I can't keep on playing with it. I can't keep on risking. I can't keep on risking it playing with no jumper.
So post the 4 Extra situation, he's really been hinting that the whole thing was a setup and that Adam was trying to get him pressed for content. Now, normally, that's where the story ends. But with 607, well, the story never ends. So after the No Jumper drama, 607 disappears for a bit. No streams, no interviews, just gone. Then out of nowhere, he resurfaces, but something's just different about him. He's out in the woods, barefoot, shirtless, running, not speaking, just jogging through the trees like he's training for Mortal Kombat Hood Edition. The posts start getting weird. He's posting watermelon and bananas in the woods. Like, what are we talking about? Is this a comeback arc or a pagan ceremony? Then, boom, 4 Extra blows his hand off on the 4th of July lighting the firework just days afterwards. That's when it gets spooky, because after the explosion, 607 starts posting subliminally, using devil emojis, referencing voodoo, and even posting a song titled The Prophet Who Saw Fire. And in that photo is a picture of his skull cup, the same skull cup that 4 Extra had disrespected on the same podcast where he disrespected 607 Unc. The way all these events are lining up, it just seems suspicious. And the internet has been whispering, talking about, did 607 do witchcraft? Did he cast a spell? Did 4 Extra get hexed by the St. Louis Illuminati? I don't know what's real anymore. All I know is ever since 607 took that barefoot jog through the woods, somebody's been missing fingers.
I know I heard you speak a lot about, how you got out the Illuminati for, making that ultimate sacrifice, which we'll get into a little bit later. But you never speak about how you got in. You ain't never break that part down.
So I got in from Country Grammar. When I wrote Country Grammar, we all got in together. Me, Nelly, Ali, Murphy, all them kids. We all there. We got in together. Yeah, I just left. Yeah, well, I didn't leave. I was forced to leave. Well, I'm kind of back though.
If you've been watching this video up to this point thinking, maybe he's trolling, you might be right. But this is where things start to get different. 607 Unc isn't just talking about crystals, consciousness, and ego death anymore. He's openly claiming Illuminati ties. And if you think that's wild, just wait until you hear who he allegedly sacrificed.
I was connected with the Illuminati.
Oh, my
The Illuminati.
Yes, swear to God, my mom.
So the Illuminati is real.
Yes, it's real.
What you mean you used to be connected? I don't think you could leave the Illuminati.
Listen, I'm the first person to leave. I made the ultimate sacrifice. And I got out the Illuminati. So I'm the first person that could speak about it. Yeah, I sacrificed my son.
Your son?
Yeah, I swear to God, my mom. He looking at me, he can't speak on it. He laughing, but he really know what's going on. See, if he don't want to speak on that. I'm keeping it real. So that's how I got out. So I'm half Illuminati and half street.
That's right. He says he sacrificed his own son, which makes a lot of sense because I did say in the last video that King B hasn't been seen, it seems like, a little over a year now. He hasn't posted any new music, any new photos on Instagram. Nobody has seen him at all. You see, 607 Unc is building an interesting framework here. One where he is both the victim and the prophet, both the martyr and the Messiah. But here's the thing. Maybe Unc doesn't want to follow a god. He talks about Gnosticism. He talks about Sophia, talks about the demiurge, the false god. And it really makes you think maybe Unc doesn't want to follow a god. Maybe he wants to become one.
I'm the first pure person we had. I'm straight from the streets, gang. I'm Jesus. That a lot of people don't know. I'm the Jesus from the Bible. But I'm better than him.
He claims in his own words that he's the Jesus from the Bible, but he's better than him. And that really makes you think maybe he wasn't trying to say that he was trying to be Jesus.
God's real name is Abraxas. It's three. It's Abraxas, it's Sophia, and it's Jesus. That's the Holy Trinity your church talks.
Maybe he's trying to become Abraxas, who he claims is the real God.
God's real name is Abraxas.
What is it that you do that you're doing before you interview? What is that you're doing? It's like you go to a different place.
I talk to God, but not God. I don't like to say God. It's kind of disrespectful. It's disrespectful when you call him God.
Right.
I talk to Abraxas.
What does Abraxas look like?
Oh shit.
Oh, here you go.
Got a head like a chicken.
Yeah, like a chicken.
Yeah. Listen, let me tell you this, right?
Legs like a serpent.
Listen to me. Abraxas is everything.
You see, Abraxas isn't your average god. It's a fusion, light and dark, order and chaos, the god of contradiction.
But you confused. You want to ask what he looked like, but he really dark. Because the dark really the light. I told you that before, right? But I can prove it. You take a light bulb, right? Only thing that put out a light bulb is you put dark over it, like some dark. But when the dark, you're going to still see like little shines coming up. That's how you know that wherever dark God at is dark. Because we like the reflection. So it's light over it. And they said the light of the world was who?
God.
Nah, it's the devil. You stupid as shit. You dumb.
The light of the world is the devil?
Yeah. If I just told you that the real God is in the dark, who the f in the light then?
In Gnosticism, Abraxas isn't here to save you. He's here to transcend the system. And what is the system exactly? According to Unc, it's a prison.
Like you just don't believe. It's okay. It's okay. You can stay in this prison. You can stay in this prison. It's good.
He claims that Earth, this world that we live in, is a prison for our souls, and that this world is ran by 100 people.
There's 100 people that run the whole world. A lot of people know. The world getting ran by 100 people. The whole world. Every place been ran by 100 people.
He's saying the whole world is ran by 100 people, and the only way out of this simulation is to go to Antarctica and to go over the ice wall.
What it take to get over the ice wall?
It's gonna take Elon Musk. Yeah, it was Elon Musk that won in the spaceships. So Elon Musk, if you watch this, listen, Elon Musk said he got people to go to Mars. He's not talking about Mars, he's talking about the Mars, and that's over the ice wall. So he already got people going over there. Elon Musk, if you watch this, I'm the one on GDBD Vice Lord. That's all mama.
607 Unc believes going over the ice wall in Antarctica is the way to get to the next realm, and that people on Earth have already figured this out, especially Elon Musk. And he wants to be part of Elon Musk's team for this very reason.
I'm going Elon Musk. Stop playing on me. So that's he already going. Listen, they already know what they're doing. Because like Elon Musk said this first. He said it the best. He said this. He said he's making a video game, right? He said the video game gonna raise your consciousness so high you're not gonna even know that you're in a video game. And then he said this. The name of the video game is Sophia. And then he said this. What if this have been happening all the time? It's already happened.
All right, 607 Unc said Elon Musk is making a video game so real it'll raise your consciousness that you won't even know you're in it, and it's called Sophia. That's not necessarily true. He's not making any video game called Sophia, but what he did say, and this is where it gets interesting, is that video games are evolving so fast with VR and AR that eventually they'll be indistinguishable from reality. And if that's the case, Musk believes the chances we're in base reality, the real original world, are 1 in billions. So technically, if Musk is right, we might already be in a video game.
40 years ago, we had Pong, like 2 rectangles and a dot. That was what games were. Now, 40 years later, we have photorealistic 3D simulations with millions of people playing simultaneously, and it's getting better every year. And soon we'll have virtual reality. If you assume any rate of improvement at all, then the games will become indistinguishable from reality. So given that we're clearly on a trajectory to have games that are indistinguishable from reality, and those games could be played on any set-top box or on a PC or whatever, and there would probably be billions of such computers or set-top boxes, it would seem to follow that the odds that we're in base reality is 1 in billions.
Because he understands that this is happening. That's why they think he's crazy when he said, I don't believe in God. He's not saying he don't believe in God. He's telling everybody, look, the God that you believe in is not God. So I'm believing him. I'm stronger than this bitch. Because he's doing the same shit this bitch did. Right? The nigga that made this world, like Elon Musk, is duplicating everything that he did, so how could this bitch be God? If a nigga on Earth is doing the same shit he did. Stop playing on me. And he about to do it. So how the fuck can he do it if the nigga they both gotta be trying to be God? So who the fuck is the real God? It can't be nothing that nobody know. Because God is everything. Everybody looking for God, but God is this mic. God is me. God is you. God is this table. God is everything. God is earth.
So everybody looking for God. You can't trap them in no book. You can't trap them in no religion game. God's everything.
Now that's an absolutely wild take, because what he's saying is because Elon is recreating life through AI, building systems, civilizations, and machines that think. In 607's eyes, that makes him just as powerful, maybe even more powerful than the God people worship in the Bible. So why would he believe in something he thinks he's equal to? And then 607 takes it even further by saying God isn't some figure in a book. God is everything: the table, the mic, the conversation, the air, you, him, me, everything. And if that's the case, it kind of makes sense why he calls himself everything. BD, GD, Crip, Blood, Vice Lord, all at once. Because in his worldview, if God is everything, he's everything. So if God is everything, and he's always saying he's everything, what is he really saying about himself? It's almost like he thinks he is that force, that energy, that duality, that contradiction. That's Gnosticism. That's Abraxas.
I'm the Jesus from the Bible. I'm better than him.
God's real name is Abraxas.
This is the man that we know as 607 Unc. He is the one who said that he's seen the other side. He is the man who said he's died 5 times. He is the man who said he's spoken with Sophia, merged with ego death, and came back claiming he's more than human. He's the one who said Abraxas is the true God, and possibly he's even trying to become Abraxas. Maybe that was his final goal, but maybe that's also the final trap. Because in Gnosticism, the ones who think they've escaped and found enlightenment, they're often the deepest in the illusion. So if 607 really broke the cycle, if he really became something greater, then why the hell is he back at No Jumper? Under the white devil we know as Adam 22. Let's get to that.
When the demigod created this world, he just made it imperfect. No matter what you do, when you live life, no matter how you live it, if you live life by this world, you're going to die and you're going to feel like you didn't do it enough. This world was made to make you feel like not enough.
I'm a demigod, man. You can't get me.
This is something that's going out around. People were saying you're a Satanist. They were calling attention to some of your tattoos. I mean, bro, I literally brought a Bible with me today because I want you to, because I did some research. They said a Satanist cannot swear on a Bible that they're not Satanists. So I was wondering if you could help us by like just put your right hand on this Bible, preferably whichever hand has the Baphomet on it, and just say, hey, I'm not a Satanist, and we can remove all doubt.
Why should I do that? Why would anybody think that I'm a Satanist? Me and my wife don't believe in God, and we still got married. Seems like that's kind of confusing to some people.
For the business strap. That's why you guys got married.
No, because we wanted to celebrate.
No, you guys talked about it when you got married. You guys talked about, hey, imagine we destroyed the sanctity of the Bible. That was a satanic demoralization, alchemic ritual.
I like the way that you're thinking, because yeah, I don't believe in God, and maybe what better way to spit in the face of God than to get married?
Well, hold on,
and then let her fuck a large man.
But here's the thing. What if he tried?
No, I gotta hold it because if you don't
throw it out the fucking window.
Come on, Adam.
You're a Christian.
But they said a Bible, so I brought one. Just notes, Adam.
What am I supposed to do? Put
your right hand on top of it and say, I am not a Satanist.
I am not a Satanist.
Boom. There you go. So, well, according to the Wicca,
but
I don't believe in God.
Being atheist, mean you have to be like satanic?
No, bro. He doesn't believe that.
So explain the 666.
In order to be satanic, you would have to believe in God. You'd have to, believe in the whole thing that's going on in the Bible or whatever. But I mean, there are people who call them Satanists. If you watch like that recent Channel 5 video, like Satanism,
that was crazy.
It's this thing that this guy Anton LaVey invented back in like the 60s or 70s or some shit. And it's basically just like a hedonistic community of people that are just real into fucking and shit. But I've never been affiliated with that.
Adam doesn't believe in bad or good.
That's not true.
No.
I believe that you can ascertain what's good and bad without God.
Believes in sex.
I don't need God.
No, you believe in something because explain that tattoo. That's the last thing.
The upside down cross?
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
To me, the upside down cross is simply symbolic of the fact that I'm an atheist and I don't fuck with Christianity. The fact that I got this fucking devil symbol on my hand, I wish I could tell you that I put more thought into it. But I pretty much went to a tattoo convention.
I'm starting to think that you is a devil.
I got blasted real quick. It has about as much.
I don't give a fuck. He paid me.
It has about as much importance as the dog with the helmet on my other hand.
Holy water.
So you went to the tattoo shop, and out of all the shit you can get,
Convention, not a song.
the convention, you said, you know what? Give me the.
I like
What a cleanser?
dark imagery.
If God tell me come here and whoop out a mask, I'm gonna do it.
God told you to join the gang?
Yeah, and he told me to get out of it.
That's good. And what if God told you like, hey D, young brother, you need to do a plug talk.
That's how God talks?
That ain't God and tell me to do plug talk. That is Satan himself.
That's mean.
That is Satan himself.
That's mean.
That is Satan
That's
himself.
mean.
This is where things get deep. Maybe 607 Unc isn't the spiritual leader that we think he is. Maybe merging with the demigod Julio Fulio was never the ascension he thought it was. And maybe that was all part of a bigger trap. The trap wasn't in the ritual, it wasn't in the sacrifice, it was in the belief that he was ever in control. Because you can study Gnosticism, you can talk to Sophia, Ego Death, Third Eyes, and Ice Walls, but at the moment you start thinking you've outsmarted the system, well, that's when the real puppet master steps in. And now, 607 sits across from the Archon, not as a god, not as a prophet, but as a servant. When Brandon brought out that Bible, it wasn't supposed to be a test. It was a way to expose the darkness. But Adam didn't flinch. He smiled and placed his hand on it like it was his property. That wasn't proof of innocence. It was a flex, a challenge, a warning. You can laugh at the upside down cross, dismiss the Baphomet ink, write it off as just tattoos, but sometimes the mask isn't hiding the demon. Sometimes it is the demon. Adam didn't have to say he was the devil. He already told you.
That is Satan himself.
And if you weren't listening then, you are now. Because the Archons don't need your belief, they just need your attention. And if you're still watching, maybe you've already given it to them. So if you were to ask me, do I believe anything in this video is true? I'd have to tell you, man, I have no idea. This shit's crazy. But what I do know is a lot of stuff on the internet is just entertainment. When I see 607 Unc, I don't necessarily see a spiritual prophet tapped into the higher dimensions of Gnosticism. What I see is one of those slick pastors on TV. You know, the type that give you a good word, say some inspiring stuff, and then they hit you with the, send me your money so you can get into heaven. That's the vibe I get from 607. Just like the alleged PPP scams, the alleged phone scams, the whole spiritual guru thing might be his biggest scam of all time. But the thing is, he ain't the only one. Day in and day out, you're being lied to by the rich and powerful. You work your hands to the bone, and at the end of the day, your little cup's just sitting by your side, waiting for some rich dude to walk past you so you can beg, please, massa, more water. And for the few who do make it out, they become the bait. Instead of helping the communities that they came from, they buy fancy clothes, live lavish lives, and preach to the poor, I was once you, and one day you'll be rich like me. Just keep grinding, keep working, keep believing in the system. But the truth is, most never will.
Because we understand that, we got to understand two things. That if you use it, you got to also sell it, right? You got to make it make sense because it got to balance. Everything in life is about balance. Everybody got enough money right now. Let me ask y'all something. Who y'all think the biggest consumers in America is? They're spending all the money. Where they at? They in the hood. Of course, that's where they at. I don't gotta wait till y'all tell me, because they the biggest consumers. I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because back in the days, it was something called house niggas. And Martin Luther King, one of them. This is what they did. When they made y'all believe that y'all were slaves, they said, guess what? They took one nigga, they put him on good clothes. And back then, you know, everybody that made clothes back then, they put their names on their clothes. So you got the clothes with their name on it. And you got to eat the food. This all true. And you got to bounce around in front of the other little slaves. They do the same thing. I got it on now. I swear to God, my mama. Right? And it's the same thing. It's been going on. It's what we do. It's what we do, and we okay with it, right? And that's what it is. But we all stuck in a trick, and the trick never stopped, right? It never stopped till we stopped playing.
I will say one thing I do believe about 607 Unc. He's always cared about his
All right, y'all. So yeah, man, 607 Unk, man. Evil guy, man. I don't know if it was that hotel kidnap hostage situation. His daughter got on top of the officer, and the other dude had a scale on him and some drugs. I don't know, man. Some crazy stuff. He was saying a lot of crazy stuff, man. A lot of crazy stuff, man. Is it all clout? Is it just clout? Is it just trolling? Or you think some of it's real? He be saying the simulation stuff. Shout out to Big Chat Small World for breaking it down, as well as Misguided Media. We out of here. Hit that hype button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell.